All right, guys, welcome to our next episode of Financial Freedom Podcast. So happy to bring Caleb Emeros and Gabriel Erickson Singh on the call with us today and on the video call with us today. So appreciate you guys being here. And, you guys definitely have a special place in my heart.
Thank you. Yeah, for sure.
I appreciate your time.
Yeah, we do. We thank you for having us on. It's been a journey.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Bless. Thank you.
And there's a lot more ahead of us, and I'm excited to hear about your story and about your version of your pursuit of financial freedom. So why don't you guys tell us how we met?
Yeah. So Gabe and I were working at another IMO insurance company. Gabe and I know each other from college. We went to Bible college together. And it's funny because we didn't really connect, or we weren't really like very good friends in college. There was 600-700 people there. And we were in different ministries in the church network and stuff like that. So we really weren't like very close friends during college. But you were living with my brother during one summer or something like that at that house. And then I just connected with him about insurance, and he was going to go to another company. But then I told him, hey, I found the company that has an office in Schaumburg. So why don't we just...
Which, by the way, for the record, was way worse.
Yeah.
Like, so I just want to let that I could have gone to a better company, but Caleb made up for it. So, but Caleb made up for it later by being in the right spot at the right time. So I just, on record, higher comp at the other company leads, and he took me to, but anyway, continue.
So at the other company, we ended up selling just like in public, in a tent type of deal, right? In a booth, insurance.
Good times.
But we had fun at it. We made money. And Gabe was just fed up really with the not a structure training, just different stuff about it. So he ended up leaving or abandoning me at that company. And 3 weeks after he left, this person walks through that public space where we were at in the booth, and they come up to the booth and they were like, what commission are you at for insurance? I was like, here we go. Some guy's going to try to recruit me. And I was like, get away, because I wanted to, talk to the people that were interested in insurance. Well, then he tells me, I told him, I said, bro, I started at State Farm at 19, 20 years old. I said, this is great. Cause back then with my bonus, I was probably doing 75, 80% commission. And I told him, I said, it's a great company. You can get up to 80%. He goes, well, I know of a company that does 100 and you can go up to 140. And I remember laughing. I was like, dude, look, I've been in insurance for a while, I'm talking like if I'm an expert or something. And then I was like, no one pays that sort of insurance, no, that commission. So he sends me a video. He's like, well, watch this video. He goes, I'll be back like in an hour or something. He was going to go do something. And he goes, I'd like to talk to you about it. So how did he send me? Oh, he looked it up on YouTube, which, wow, if he would have texted me that, I would have had his number. Yeah. And I wouldn't have called you. So all that to say, not to get fast forward, he just showed it to me on YouTube.
So happy that didn't happen.
Yeah. Bro, let me say a lot of people messed up for us to get to
dude, there was a lot. Yeah. So all that to say, he showed me his YouTube. I just searched it on my phone. He leaves no connection, right? No business card, no nothing. But while he was there before he left, I was like, bro, I don't even want to see that. I said, that's not even true. No one pays that. Well, he FaceTimed his friend that was an agent with FFL. And me and him talked about insurance. He was in his car running appointments that day. And I remember texting Gabe, like, hey, I'm talking to this guy, whatever. Well, then,
you sent me the video.
Oh yeah,
Caleb sent me that video minutes later.
Yeah.
Like freaking out, like, look at this.
And I was like, there's no way. I was like, and I talked to one of the guys. He said he's going to send me pictures of his deposits, and never did, but whatever. So then I was like, dude, this is real. The guy left. I FaceTimed with his friend. His friend told his friend to send me his number. He never did. He just left. Well, then we ended up talking, and I do remember one thing. His friend did come back. Sorry, now that I'm thinking, but I was sitting with a client selling them insurance.
So you were a little busy.
Yeah. So he left and we never talked again. So then from there, I heard FFL. I saw the video. I started, everywhere. I saw the Facebook stuff, and I'm like, this can't be a lie. But by that point, I was already making insurance money that I understood a little bit. What I didn't understand is I'm like, well, they're probably telling me that I have to come in and then build a big business to get to 120 or 130. And obviously I remember talking to Melissa. She used to work with you. And then she said, well, she goes, I can't know how to answer that, but I'll plug you into Ivan. And I texted you late that night. And then I just got on the phone with Gabe, and I was like, Gabe, we got to figure this out, bro. We got to find out. Then I called Sam. We went to your office the next 2-3 days after. And then from there, from there, it's been history. We just then Gabe and I started, and it's been a journey. It's been crazy. It's been crazy.
Absolutely. It's amazing how some companies do this amazing job of brainwashing agents. So they don't believe that there's something better out there.
100%.
Right. So, but information is on the surface. You can do the research and you can see it, obviously.
Correct.
So
You're
there's
so
nothing
right,
impossible.
dude. The lie was just blatant because we really believed, like the guy was like, "Oh, you make the highest comp in the industry." We knew he was making great money, so we thought he was telling us the truth.
Yeah, and not only that too, but then I remember like the renewals were not for every product. It was a different renewal percentage, and it would even go down to like 1 point something. And it was just a 5%.
I remember you're a very detailed oriented person,
yeah.
Caleb.
When I called,
you're so analytical. You're like, should I leave now? Because there's more coming, and there's
because I remember I had like 30 grand in saved up, back end commissions, and I was like, well, I remember asking Ivan, I was like, well, if I bring this amount of agents over, would you pay me this bonus, all this stuff? And you're like, Caleb, if you just go sell this at this comp level that I'm going to put you, it's way more. And I remember doing the math, and I was like, I guess it's true. And then we decided to jump ship. Me and Gabe went to your office. You booked that first appointment with Hunter in Lowell, Indiana.
That you sold.
And I sold. And when that deposit
How much money did you
came
make?
in, his actually just saw, I looked it up yesterday because
Still
we
in the
always
books.
throw AP. Yes, we throw AP out. And I'm actually meeting with him again. Sorry, no, because during COVID, he lost his job, and he's been wanting to meet with me again. But I looked it up yesterday, and his monthly premium was actually $291 per month CBO. So it was a pretty big CBO. And the only reason I did that one is I didn't know you could do the 30 year. So I kind of did like a 15 year, which are more expensive. And so
young, right?
He was young, 291. And then I did a paper app because I didn't have my America writing number. I remember you were calling Bobby and I was bothering you every day. And you're like, dude, they're going to work on it, whatever. So I just went out, did a paper app. I remember you screenshotting it, circling what I should fix. And then literally in 2-3 days, I got that deposit. And I was like, there's no way.
How much was it?
My first deposit from that 293, it was around about $2,400 after advance and all that stuff, right around there. I'm trying to remember exactly.
Got it.
Yeah.
What did you think of that at that time?
I don't know. I remember also talking with Gabe, just like for me, it just opened up the opportunity of family first. Cause I remember I told Gabe right away, dude, let's rent an office. And Gabe's like, dude, like, let's just make some money first. Like, let's wait. And I was like, let's rent an office. And then we talked to Jim, and he was able to do month to month for $400 for us. So I was like, okay, this is a no brainer. Then we signed it, and then we went in together. And
I remember that office.
Yeah. It was crazy stuff, but it was great. It was really good.
Got it. So you then you came a long way, but just to add here and build on top. So you saw this opportunity of just dialing a little bit, and we all know dials are not easy, but and at that time, so we dialed together. You went to see this guy, spent probably an hour at the most.
Yeah.
Right. Written the app and back and forth. Let's say 2 hours total
for sure.
for everything, and you got $2,400 deposit. I can only imagine what went through your mind, and you like, and then like knowing you like, oh, this is an opportunity. What about building an agency? And as you said, let's find an office. Talk to us a little bit about what happened next, and how do you guys build to you guys doing 1.1 million?
Yeah. Gabe, why don't you go ahead?
You guys been here for a year and a half, roughly. A little more than that.
Yeah. Just we're close to 24 months. No, I'm sorry. My bad. No, we started in May-ish. So yeah, wow, no. It's only been 18 months, 19 months. That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's insane. Yeah.
I mean, it's funny because we were, kind of going a little different way. Caleb, right, was the one who was pushing for an office right away, which of course was a good decision. I was like, I want to make money because I think this is still a scam.
Correct. No, and it tells you, like you said, the brainwash from other companies. Because I remember really our success was they gave me a lot of priority at the other company because I spoke Spanish too. So Gabe was just kind of like kicking around trying to find his spot, and he wasn't really being helped, you know what I mean? And I was trying to keep him there, like, oh no, we are going to get helped, and so all that to say. But yeah, that's funny.
Yeah. I really was never happy there, and I think that's one of the reasons that Caleb and I see God's hand in it, why we became so close, because that culture was so bad. It was such a Wolf of Wall Street vibe. Everyone clawing at other people. There was so much deception, and so Caleb and we became close just because we were. I hope this doesn't sound weird, but we just knew we were different. That wasn't our group
for sure.
And so we would stay together, and just because of that. And so when we got started, Caleb was already thinking office job, this stuff. I was like, I want to go make money. And then I just started calling like my close friends who like people who, which are our managers now, people who know our team know, Matt, Mindy, Joe, Sean. And I was just calling these guys, running around in circles, telling them I just made $5,000, from one appointment, sending them my bank account. And that was, even though it was different, we really were, at that time, I think we didn't even realize we were working hand in hand, because he was building a structure and I was bringing in the people that were going to be our managers.
Yeah, 100%. I remember you being in the field also early on, and you definitely was uncomfortable. You were questioning things.
We were calling you everything.
I know.
Called
and that's fine.
Yeah. No, but to your testament, you did such a great job seeing the vision with us as well and helping us, because really that's what we needed. And everybody says that, but it's hard to really understand, meet people where they are at. And that's something it's hard to do, of course, because in this business, you got to wear so many different hats at the beginning, but truly caring for people, meeting them where they are at, it's time consuming, but that's what people need at that time. And obviously, if you would have not helped us and given us that cold shoulder, then it probably would have been a different, but because you took the time. I remember we would talk at 10:30, 11 o'clock at night. I was like, and I remember my wife being like, can you not call him at this time? I'm like, no, I need to know this. You know what I mean?
I remember that one of the brightest moments is you guys calling about this next exciting news or idea, still being in the office at all. I'm like, oh, like, thank you for saying that, but I had no moral right not to help you when you call me on the FaceTime, all four of you with Sam and Mike at that time, I believe. Probably not Mike. But it doesn't really matter. It was all of you guys on the FaceTime calling me. I'm putting my son to sleep, and it's very late at night, and you all like screaming. I'm like,
I remember that. Yeah.
So that's crazy. And at that point, I'm thinking these guys are in the office grinding and trying to figure things out at 11 o'clock or 10 o'clock at night, whatever that is. I'm like, I have no right to fail them. So plus Gabe, running one of the first days with 13 appointments in the field, like almost nobody does. He's like not questioning things, going against his instincts and basically against his gut, maybe, and just saying, all right, I'll run this. I'll go out and meet with these people when I don't know much. So that was amazing times. But now that this year and a half passed, reflecting on that and reflecting on how many people you helped, now looking at Integrity deal, obviously, I can say that because money is there, profitability is there, and you guys developed such a vibrant organization that's everything's running smooth. So, and you guys are growing. So, what do you see next for yourself? So with Integrity and what are the next steps?
I think for us, really going to what you just said, a vibrant organization, me and Gabe were just talking about this yesterday. We love the idea to now think, man, where are we going to be at 2 years from now? And where, how many people we're going to be able to help, not only in the side of sales. If we're honest with each other, not everybody wants to go sell, we get that, but being able to create a structure and organization that helps a lot of people, you know what I mean? And that we can give the time. Obviously, that's the one, again, retention is probably everyone can agree it's the one problem of the insurance industry. And most of the time with retention, it's just being able to give people that training, that time that they need, that help to them, and really putting all our leaders together and creating something that everyone's of one mind, one accord, one spirit, one culture to just go help people. Like at the beginning of this, to be honest, I came in kind of like Gabe was saying too, I just want to make money and prove it. And I would hear people say, oh, I help people. It's like, all right, dude, I just want to go, make money. Cause sometimes you get burnt.
Let me pause you right here. What is your top producer making right now?
Our top producer
in your agency.
So
some of the people that are watching, they're like, all right, I'm also in Northwest Indiana, or I'm here in Chicago area. I really like Caleb and Gabe, but how much money can I make if I contact them today?
Yeah.
I would say our two top producers, right? Probably hover. One of them's newer, but she's also a top producer. Probably hover between 50 and 80,000 a month.
Correct. Yeah. So issue paid. Yeah. So 50. Is issue paid. Let's say the average is 50 there at that level. So they're depositing 45 above.
50 to 80,000 of Mexican pesos.
Ghanaian CDs.
Yeah, no. So
American
dollars.
dollars. I mean,
Yeah.
Really?
US dollars.
I know, and I'm just
No, I
playing it, but
get
it
it.
just
No.
doesn't sound believable.
It doesn't. Yeah, those deposits don't sound real, obviously. And they're, they got lead spend and things like that. But to have that deposit and to know that now you control that deposit,
Absolutely.
you control what leads to buy. You
Yeah.
control. So
100%. I know that also a lot of our agents watching this podcast constantly. So knowing what you guys know, and it's my favorite question to when I ask this question and when I'm being asked that question as well, because that allows you to really think. What would you do differently compared to when you would have started, maybe moved quicker in certain areas? What would you have changed?
To be honest, I think the only thing, and I don't sound this in a prideful way at all. I think it was honestly, we were just blessed. We had good mentors in you. I don't know how much I would have changed because, and I think that's part of what we found to be our strength of our partnership is even Caleb was focusing a little more on the building side and the structure early off to help us a lot. And I was kind of getting in like that close circle. So I think it helped us two ways there, to where if we had been going it kind of alone, maybe we would have had a gap. Maybe I would just have tried to write more. I think that was so we could have put more money in. Because I'm going to be honest with you, Ivan. I grew up with not a lot. And when I saw those first few 10K deposits, it was a lot. So I don't know. What do you think, Caleb?
I think to what Gabe said is the same thing. Cash is always going to control your business. No matter how skilled I think I can be at administration or skilled Gabe thinks he's at selling and working with people, cash will always beat you, because it will work harder than you. It doesn't sleep. So I think bringing in more cash into the business by your personal production allowed many times I was funneled in this, and Mark helped me a lot in this, where I was probably doing something at an office that an admin could have been doing. But I'm like, oh, I'm not going to go right. Well, you could have written 40 this month and paid 3 people to go do that. Now, there's always, because we didn't have the staff at that time, right? Does that make sense? So because everything I was doing at that time was a little bit more minute, I probably could have written and hired people to do some of those things. And then when we have almost 20 employees, then you got to be more involved, right? Because now you got 20 employees. So there's more vision and growth things that you got to be involved because there's so many threads in your business. But our organization, but even at that time, I probably could have written more. Same thing what Gabe is saying, because cash will always give you opportunity. So I think that bringing in that more cash at the beginning, and then really just listening more to as well, same thing, because we could have hired a lot of more recruiters. This year, now we really are at where we're comfortable. We understand recruiting. If we would have done that earlier, we would have been at 1.7, 1.8 this month.
No doubt. And just so nobody's confused, since you're going this way, you guys build to 1.1 in no time, right? So, I mean, it really, you may not have even started like running it for real from day one, like everybody else, right? But, so nobody's confused how to get to 1.1, and I'm pretty sure you're going to blow up from here. What do they need to be doing? How's everything looking in your organization right now, from the staffing standpoint, from structure, office manager, so on and so forth?
For sure. I think when an agent starts, you got to go write business and have a recruiter and an admin.
Okay.
That makes sense. A recruiter is just be on the phone, get new people to where they're also talking to you, because kind of like what Grady told us from the beginning that helped me so much. Stories sell. No one's going to sell your story better than you do.
Sure.
So you're going to have people that are not probably going to, your time is more valuable to sometimes if they're saying, oh, they obviously I don't have a car. Okay. You don't need to be talking to that person. You know what I mean? Or well, now with virtual, you can, but before at that time, or, well, I don't want to buy leads. Okay. Well, are you going to get on the phone and argue with someone to buy leads? No. But when your recruiter finds those key people, they come to you. And then your admin is onboarding them, making sure they have what they need, get out to the field. Because even at the beginning, and now with the process that FFL has to all the different helps and websites and things like that, more structured. So I would say just writing business and then hire 2 staff right off the bat. Now, do you need to have that office? Yes, it's good to get it, but you can also hire, as you start a little bit remote, find right people to do that. And then try to grow, because then staff puts on you the pressure to have to go right.
Absolutely.
So there was something about having that office that did make
for sure
real. Like I didn't even I was so appreciative later on of Caleb just doing that right away, really pushing for that, because I don't know, made it real. Like if
Mhm.
we were doing it from our living rooms, you know, like it just wouldn't have felt as real. Even
That's
though it
true.
was, the money still would have been there. It would have still been.
Yeah. No, and it goes back to that point. Stories sell. It's the dramatized version of what you're saying you're doing. Now you actually have proof that, hey, here's an office. Here's my story. You know, now it's you know, you can touch it, you feel it, it's concrete, right? So, but going back to what Gabe said, yeah, I would add that too, because if you're writing 40 a month at a 100, 110, let's say you start at that level and you're writing 40, there's no way you can't afford, you know, an office to where it's that 1,500, I don't know, whatever. Like Sean, one of our guys got one. It has one office, his office, a little front lobby area, like $1,000, 1,500, something like that, right? And more now with COVID, there's a lot available out there.
Yes.
So you get something like that, then you get 2 employees, and then go to work. You know, go to work and just figure it out and reach out to people, talk to people. That's something good we did to say that we're glad we did. We would have never changed reaching out to people. You know, we were always talking to you. We were always talking to Mark. You know, as soon as we met Sean, there were times that we would text him or call him about stuff. You know, Grady, I didn't have these people's numbers. I just Facebook messaged them.
Mhm.
I just wanted to see what they were doing. Gabe on the field, talking to all these like 50, 60, 70K producers. And then on the training call, sharing great stuff.
Yeah.
So
Love it. Well, appreciate you guys being here. So I know a lot of you watching here and wondering like whether you somewhere in any of the states here or especially Chicagoland area and Northwest Indiana, you guys are here. So if you were intrigued and like Caleb and Gabe's story, reach out to them directly. So
yeah.
find them on social. And so you will also have an opportunity to, you know, if 40,000 a month sounds too good to be true, reach out to them and ask them like they did once for the bank statement. Say, hey, reach out to Caleb and Gabe and say, show me the proof, show me the money. I appreciate you guys being here. Thank you so much. Quite a journey, and we're just getting started.
100%.
So it
Thank
is.
you so much.
Thank you.